Hello everyone, it's Kari. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm going to be using the Snapdragon set from Altenew Build-A-Flower stamp set, and you can see that there are lines drawn so you know which flowers go with which. And today I'm a part of a video hop and a blog hop for paper crafters against racism. If I could send flowers to everyone who is feeling sad or angry, distraught, or just needs a little bit of a pick-me-up during this time, that's what I would like to do. So today I'm going to be building a lot of these flowers. I wish I could send flowers to everyone, but this is one way that I think could make some people happy just by sending some paper flowers. This, I found, was one of the easiest ways to do this, and that is to first die cut the Snapdragon in a piece of paper. This is cardstock, and I've already die cut a whole bunch of the Snapdragons also here off to the side. And that's the first thing I do before I start stamping, because I found that this is the best way to line them up and make sure that the die cuts will fit together with the stamps, and also an easier way to get a lot of flowers made at once. So for the first layer, I'm going to use the lightest color of yellow. I'm starting out with some yellow flowers today because that's one of my favorite colors. So I'll start off on the left, and then I'm going to move on to the second layer stamp here, move that over to the right, and then I'm going to stamp the second color, the second darker color of yellow. Now I realize on this video it's really hard to distinguish between those colors in this video. I probably should have picked a different color to do my demonstration, but I did not think of that at the time, and so here I'm just showing you. Now we're moving on to the third layer. I'm going to stamp this layer in the next darkest color. Again, keeping with the theme, and I found that by using this die cut, keeping it in the same position all the time, and then going from piece to piece as we build up these flowers, it really creates a lot of flowers fast. And as you can see, all the ones I've die cut over to the right, I made a bunch in a lot of different colors. So now I'm going to move on to the stems. There are some leaves and a couple stems here. And so what I didn't realize at the beginning was that you can stamp a few of these together at the same time. And I'll show you that in just a minute here. I did figure it out. This is the mint color, and these inks are from Altenew as well. I've really been enjoying these layering inks, and they come with the colors already put together for you, so you don't even have to think about it. Right here is when I realized that I could have stamped also the stem at the same time. You stamp it in the same color, and so to put those together to stamp makes this go a lot faster. And so I'm going to go ahead and place that there, and then when we do the next layer, we're going to move on to the leaves and some of the other details. Just to show you that I set them all up at the same time, and I do stamp them all at the same time. I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but I did want to go through this entire process with you with the leaves and all of the layers. This turns out to be a beautiful, beautiful flower with all of those layers and the details. This is a perfect set for those of you that don't like to color and would rather have the ink do all the work for you. So even though this did take me a little while, I mass produced this and created a whole bunch at the same time. And really, when you think about all the cards that I'm able to make with all of the flowers that I stamped, it is worth it. The time is worth it. And look how pretty this turns out. There's a little close-up right there of that flower with the detail. I wish you could see all the layers of yellow a little better in the video. So here is a really fast video of all of the layers that I do at the same time. So I usually do all the first layer at the same time, then I move on to the second layer, then the third, and so on. And I do that in a variety of colors until I get all of this beautiful collection. So you can see I went through the entire variety of the rainbow, and now I'm going to show you how to use some pattern paper to help you make some cards quick. And there are a few different ways to do this. This first one, I'm using the Pinkfresh Studio die called Do All Things with Love. And this die comes with a shadow and also the words itself. So I'm going to take this rainbow background paper and die cut the shadow. Here you can see I've die cut it, and then I die cut the words in black, and I use that pattern paper as the shadow layer for this die. It really is fun and fast to do, but as you can see, it still leaves a plain white background, and so we're going to dress this up just a little bit. I'm going to use the Pink and Main Ergonomic blending brush here to quickly ink on some of my favorite color in Peacock Feathers. This is Distress ink, and this will add a little more excitement to the card, but we're not going to finish there. We're going to add one more thing. As you can see, it's still just a little plain with just the white paper with a little bit of ink on it. How about an embossing folder? We're going to take this 3D embossing folder. It's one of my favorites. Run it through the die cut machine and look at how it embosses that paper. It's so pretty and adds a lot of interest. And now we can add that die cut and pop that flower up with some foam tape and make a beautiful card. I couldn't decide if I wanted to use the purple Snapdragon or the orange, and in the end I went with the orange. I thought that it brought out more of that color there, and I'm going to be adding a lot of glue to attach that die cut because we have an embossed background. I want to make sure that that sticks on really well. To finish this off, I'll add a little Nuvo drops in these jewel drops, which is kind of a translucent look, so you can see through still to the background, but it does add a little interest there. You can see some of those drops, and now we're on to the next card. For this one, we're just going to use the background paper in a black and white to give some interest, and then we'll add a bouquet of colorful flowers and some sentiment strips to this one. So I have already stamped out a whole bunch of sentiments and a whole bunch of colors, and I keep these on hand for when I need a quick sentiment or just want to place something simple on the top. So I'm using the purple, green, and the pink to match the card, and I'm going to pop those up with these foam strips. They're the skinny strips, which I really love, from scrapbook.com. And there is our second card, just that fast. So pretty with the variety of colors there. And for the third one, I'm going to use some pattern paper, but this one is a little bit more soft, and so I'm going to take this stamp from scrapbook.com that says, "You are so very loved," and I'm going to stamp this right directly onto the pattern paper, and then I'll heat emboss with clear over the top. So for this, I'm using VersaFine Onyx black ink, which is a pigment ink. It does stay wet just a little bit longer, so it allows you to have the time you need to add some clear embossing powder right over the top and give it kind of a shiny look. So here I'll add that clear embossing powder, funnel that right back into the jar, and then heat emboss with my heat gun. You are so very loved. And here I'm going to add 2 different shades of pink flowers that kind of matches the background. This is a more monochromatic look for this card, and I just love how it turned out. I'm going to pop those flowers up with 3M foam tape. This back one will be popped up once, and then the top one I'm going to pop it up twice to give it more of a variation in levels. I added all of those to some card bases just with liquid adhesive, and here is a look at all 3 of those cards. Just a little something from me to you. I hope you enjoyed this process today with these cards. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I'd love to see you again. Don't forget to continue on with the hop with the next one below. I'll have it listed in my description. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm sending all of you just a little bit of love today. I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye.